Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
assholeconsulting.com. Go there if you got questions. Blah, blah, blah. Give me your money. Blah, blah, blah. Tell you the truth. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody else sucks who's older than you. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, dear asshole, I am a second-time customer because you're just that fucking good. Yes, I am. I would like to remain anonymous, and so you shall. I am reaching out to you today to ask two questions. As a recovering liberal, changing to conservative views has been hard for me. There is one major problem, my family. Coming from a Mexican family, you can imagine the type of backlash I would receive by saying that I support Trump has led to some conflicts between my family and I. My parents have pretty conservative views, although they're against deportation of illegals. So then why the fuck did they come here? Did your parents escape Mexico to simply have Mexico follow them? That's what I want to know about all the Mexican illegal aliens. Did you escape Mexico to simply recreate the same shitty country that you escaped? I really want to know that, because, hey, I ain't got no kids. I don't. And the Mexicans and the Latinos, they all breed. So you guys have way more fucking skin in this game than I do. So it is a purely academic and very curious question. I said, okay, you left Mexico, where it was a socialist shithole, and then you came to a Western country, largely led by white people. Don't ignore that. You came here because you like the shit that we had, but then you're going to vote in the exact same practices and principles of the shitty country that you left. I am all for anybody coming here as long as they're on board with freedom, low taxes, and Western principles, Western civilization. I don't care. You work, you support yourself, that's it. But if you came here and then you said, we're leaving Mexico, God damn, I love Mexico. Well, fuck your parents. Your parents are fucking hypocrites. And that's like the worst sin I can possibly imagine. At least a murderer or a burglar has some risk in facing off with an adversary that might wake up and shoot him. Your parents are the biggest fucking group of pussies there ever was. Fuck the United States. We hate Mexico, but love Mexico. Fuck, I don't, you know. But anyway, you're intellectually honest is what I'm saying. And so you have a larger, more philosophical understanding of like, okay, what is best for society, Mexican or American or not? And this is the problem you're running into your parents because they're hypocrites. They have a hypocritical philosophy, and that just doesn't jive well with more mature and honest philosophies. That's how it is. My parents' pretty conservative views against it. My sister is the worst, saying that I'm a traitor for fighting for white privilege. Why'd you move to a white country? Why? Well, I know your parents moved here. Well, she could go back to Mexico. There are plenty of other places that don't have white people. Being brown. My parents remain neutral on the matter, but I fear that this is only the beginning of my problems as a conservative minority. 2, basing what you have said on the U.S. debt becoming more and more unsustainable and that it's becoming riskier to invest in this country. What are your thoughts on Mexico? I know as of now the more northern Mexican states are in turmoil, but the parts of where my family is from, our rural villages, have remained virtually the same. My father tells me that property taxes are ridiculously low to the United States. Also, in the case of a complete U.S. collapse, would Mexico be economically strong enough to withstand an event like that? And if so, do you think Mexico would be a good place to escape? Well, let's take them one at a time. How to deal with your family. Okay, look, dude, just fly low, man. Okay, right now, especially since you're younger, you need your family for financial and psychological support, I'd say, as well. So, don't tell them you're conservative. Don't tell them you're voting for Trump. Leave politics out of it. Let your family be ignorant as fuck. Because here's the other thing. This is what you're going to learn. You're not going to convince them. You're not going to convince them any other way. And this has nothing to do with them being Mexican. This is just average human bullshit. Once people subscribe to a religion or an ideology, they stick with it, and because usually they're substituting the religion for genuine accomplishment or achievement. They value, and this would be less so in the case of your parents, but definitely in the case of your sister. Your sister probably, La Risa or Apachetti or whatever the fucking group is. All right, don't fight that. Oh yes, Hillary Clinton. Suck her dick. Okay, fine. Whatever. But then you live your own personal life in a more conservative, libertarian, or free type manner. All right, you like our good friend Atham, a fellow brother in arms, a Mexican. He's becoming a chemical engineer. And so I think you go down that path, you live your life, you have success. And then I would think let your actions speak for you. What will happen, and this has happened to me, is it's not a changing of a guard or you become more powerful through some kind of Game of Thrones bullshit. It is through pure meritocracy, I'd have to say, that you will... The cream does rise to the top. And in my particular family, I've been proven right. It took 40 fucking years. But inevitably, my dad, who was a huge liberal, my siblings, who were basically a bunch of fuck-ups or leftists, inevitably that nerdy kid, Aaron, ended up being right in every fucking regard. And as much as I tried to convince them at the then, here and now, back in the 80s and the 90s, it didn't work because they were ideologues. They're not going to listen. All of a sudden now I'm sitting pretty. And I'm more successful than all of them, and I've been proven right. It's not until life makes your case compelling and irrefutable are you going to convince your sister or your family. So don't make your life any more complicated. Just go do your thing. Okay, yep, Hillary Clinton. And yep, the Mexicans should become America. And fuck Mexico, but love Mexico. But hate America, but love America. I want this, but... Whatever the hypocrisy it is, you agree with them. Be nice, be kind, enjoy Thanksgiving and Christmas or whatever the fuck it is Mexicans illegally in the United States celebrate. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. Okay? And then down the road, inevitably you'll prove your sister wrong because she'll be going through 3 divorces, have her doctorate in fucking Chicano-American studies or whatever fucking limp dick bullshit that is. And then you'll be proven right because you persevered. You were correct. Basically, as for moving to Mexico, I if you got connections down there, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm actually kind of, whereas I'm very much against illegal aliens, I'm very much against Mexicans bringing Mexican culture into the United States because they think in changing the United States, not being Americans, but insisting Mexico has like fucking California, Arizona back again. Mexico, the country, actually their fundamentals are not that bad. They're actually quite good. They're growing really well. They have relatively low debt. And I don't know if it's because you sent all your shitbirds up here and the criminals are in the United States. We got them our prison system. But if you were to look at Mexico as an economic analyst, as an economist, it's not bad. They're doing damn well. So I would, now, if the United States goes down, the globe, fuck Mexico. Mexico's coming down with us. The globe is going to suffer. But Mexico on its own, I'm not sure. They got agriculture, they have industry, they have engineers, they have plenty of labor. That would not be the worst thing for you to invest in, maybe buy some property, because if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, you'd have to look this up, you have to be a Mexican citizen to own property in Mexico. And there's some ways that people work around this with corporations and other such things. But if you got lineage to Mexico or your parents are Mexicans, you could buy some property, preferably with some water nearby, and that could be like your plan B. And since you're fluent in Spanish, I presume, that would not be exactly the worst thing. So yes, actually, in terms of a sovereign risk analyst, Mexico is not bad. Not bad at all, because actually the Mexicans have a genuine work ethic. And if you look at Mexico, they got pretty low taxes. They don't fucking piss away money on social services. Wish they'd fucking like clean up their towns a little bit, maybe put a little bit of effort into architecture. But aside from all that bullshit, yeah, Mexico isn't the worst place to consider. But I would only recommend that to you simply because you actually have familial and linguistic connections there. So, I would, their taxes are low. I maybe even consider setting up a corporation in Mexico if you get an entrepreneurial streak because the taxes are lower. In many regards, Mexico has better fundamentals than the United States. It's just, if the United States goes down, you're going to have some major issues in Mexico no matter where you go. So, anyway, hope that helps out. We'll talk to you later. Tools.